I will speak to that, but if you permit me, I want to start from a certain plane. I was very worried when President Mahama came out to speak about this so-called leakage, and in the process, validated the leakage, that indeed what we got was a security report that should not have been put out that way.
Oh, what's supposed to be wrong with that?
No. You see something? The gentleman who signed the memo, do you know him? I don't know him. And in the area where people are creating all kinds of falsities, any serious security setup will, on the back of that, have issued a statement to say people should disregard that statement because it has never been issued.
No, but after it had been circulated to people below, if they got this counter thing, they can even demoralize people.
No, if you let me land, you know where I'm coming from.
Okay.
You issue a disclaimer and call a meeting of departmental heads and say, look, it is because of information management and public safety that we have issued the disclaimer. The public ought not to know that this is an official document. But in any event, within us, let's take this thing serious. You understand? And act by it, and even more. That way, you understand, a certain level of calmness will be achieved outside. But also within the security setup, people will not go to sleep. I am worried that the president, he meant well, maybe. But I would have thought that communication experts and security experts would have looked at this, weighed the various options, and if possible, take the position that, look, let's issue a disclaimer, you understand, to douse certain fires. And then on the hindsight, let's, take the thing serious, but also warn our security operatives.
But you'd acknowledge that
this is your opinion.
You'd acknowledge that as a commander-in-chief,
people's start was
this sort of intel comes to him directly, and he's hoping to continue to get the cooperation of his colleagues across the board, so they will give him information. So if he says this and his colleague gets to hear, he would find that, look, we can continue to trust them and to feed them with information.
No problem. But we have lived in this country before, and there are very evident things that have happened within the corridors of power, the corridors of government, and government has issued disclaimers. But deep within them, they know that what is out.
Just hold on 1 minute. Quickly, you say you disagree with him, and what's the point of disagreement?
Well,
in terms of intelligence,
that is Mr. Babu. He is entitled to his opinion.
We disagree quite often. People don't know. Very heated debates. But this one is looking too artificial for me. The approach is
have cabinet reshuffles.
Let's hear him first.
No, this is looking too artificial. Look, it's an intelligence blunder, which ought to be actually punished, sanctioned severely, and it's gone out. It was all over, pervasive. So if the president comments on that, that even serves as a deterrent for future misconduct in that area. I think that rather we should be looking at who caused that blunder and seek to sanction, rather than suggest that, look, this blunder has been caused and the effect was already pervasive. Let's issue a disclaimer that that thing is not authentic, and then call the heads and tell them that, oh, it's authentic, let's proceed. I find it very difficult to approach intelligence management that way. I have to be honest.
Yes.
I think what Egbert has suggested would have been a very dangerous trap for the president. We don't expect the president to kind of manage information which is already in the top public domain in that manner. This information has seeped to the lowest level.
Said that.
The person who signed it is a designated officer, second in command of immigration service, the deputy to the head of immigration. And so, if such a person has given information which is already out in the public domain, how can you say it's not true?
It will create credibility problems when in future he issues some other statement.
Yes.
Okay.
Let us admit that he got it wrong. But to say that information did not exist,
Okay. Can I proceed?
Yes, proceed.
You see, I'm very thankful that Kukubaku is not the president of the republic. I'm thankful that my friend Amato Kwame is also not the president, and I am also not the president. These are their opinions. My opinion is that the gentleman who signed the thing, Kuku says he's an, what do you call him, immigration person. And you will see, ADI, it means Assistant Director of Immigration. I am saying that if I were to be involved in the communication management of this thing and how it went out, a possible area would have been for a disclaimer to be issued just for purposes of calming public nerves, but within investigate and check how the leakage even happened, the punishment that Kukubaku is talking about, let it be done, or the sanctions, let it be done. And then we tighten the thing. You see, as it is, everybody is on tentacles. And we are talking a social media in Ghana, usage of social media in Ghana, where even cabinet reshuffles have been put out. Even earthquake has been published by, what do you call it? Social media. And we've come out to deny it and all of that. Well, some people say there was no need for that. It is their opinion. But I'm saying that in these times, right, everything is possible, such that the president ought not to have either commented at all, because I think that his commentary rather validated the memo. You understand?
My question to you, substantive, was your confidence level.
Yeah, but I'm going to come to that.
In the preparations and how the security is carrying everybody along. You go to court almost every day, and before you enter, you know, you go through the checks, and it delays you. Do you feel bad about that?
I don't feel bad. You see, we must all sacrifice something for our general safety. You understand? But I think that our security agencies, trust they are doing, are not taking the security threats seriously. But go to Kareshi Market, go to KJTR Market, go to Marketing Market, go to any market, noted market in this country. There, apart from the daily normal market, what have you, there are also market days. Where is the security presence?
What should they do?
I don't want to even see police presence in the markets, like policemen in uniform. I would prefer police snipers in mufti, hanging around the entrances, designated areas, so that in the event of a terror strike, the turnaround time to deal with them and to take them down can be faster. Almost zero. You understand? Because the purpose will be to minimize in some instances, and the purpose will also be to prevent. The Garissa.
You wouldn't know if this is going on.
I wouldn't know, but I'm saying that I am speaking as a citizen.
Okay.
And I'm saying that even if I don't have to know, you understand, assuming it is not being done, I am saying it so that if anybody is listening, let it be done.
Okay.
Look, the Garissa University attacks in Kenya.
Bloody.
We go to secondary schools, we all visit, what have you. You want to convince me that our pupils or students in secondary schools and universities are protected? Nobody can convince me otherwise. So you see, we have the general areas where people congregate and all these things. I'm expecting, and I hope that it is being done, that contingency plans are being taken. Now, the TB Joshua factor. You see, when we were all growing up, we read stories about, is it Heidi, the mountain girl, if my memory serves me right, and of course there was also this story about crying wolf. You understand? Is anybody looking at the situation and saying that the gentleman is crying wolf? I would rather that in spite of all the fastidious positions that we have, he has said what he says he has seen in the spiritual realms. I don't have a spiritual eye. None of us here, I believe, has that. Just let's take the precautions.
Okay, thank you.
And then you see, let me also say something about the Christian Council. I've noticed the trend. When various men of God speak, depending on where they stand, we get our gentlemen from the Christian Council come to issue all kinds of statements and directions. When TB Joshua spoke, they came and said, security matters cannot be resolved spiritually and all those things. Please, we don't need that. We don't need that. Every man of God or woman of God has their calling.
They said the national security should not be left to prophecies.
Some are evangelists, some are apostles, some are prophets, some are pastors. You understand? Some are reverends. There are different grades.
Some are bishops who congregate.
Thousands at the Jubilee Park. Some people Samson, those things.
There's fine. Christian
Samson, let's deal with it. Yeah. I even have an issue with that because I was in Kumasi on the day, and I think I passed by the venue. As to how a man of God can bring a crowd, not spontaneous, to the Jubilee Center, which is a public facility, and the police have up to now not called him to ask him who gave him the permit to congregate there in the first place. Beats imagination. We are not a lawless country. You understand? All I'm adding is this, that it appears that some of our men and women of God, you see, people think that if a man of God has a PhD, proper, not the wayside ones, proper, and is chairman of Christian Council and what have you, that means that he has a direct telephone link to God. You understand? So they cannot be Christian. I dispute.
Okay, thank you.
I dispute.
Thank you.